So disclaimer, before I even welcome you to this show, we are not going to try to throw any shade on anyone, but we want the reality of the talk that we want to have today to sink in. And we want to be able to discuss something to do with broke and lazy men and how they need to level up. Otherwise, no one is going to be willing to date them or marry them or even have a long-term relationship with them. I know that some of you are already up in the sky flaring with anger. It's okay. You will come down. We will be fine. Let's have this chat.
What an introduction.
Yeah, with a disclaimer.
Trust me, a lazy man is a burden.
I know.
And
they drag you down.
No one wants to associate with a burden.
Man.
Oh, no, with a burden. For as long as you fall in the brackets of a burden, we don't pick your phones.
Yeah.
We blacklist you. We block you because you're a burden. No one wants a burden. A burden is a weight that is unnecessary. So don't become a weight.
And the reason we're having this talk is actually the concern comes from the women or the ladies that have waited for a long time, waiting for something to change. They started dating, they became either friends, they started dating these kinds of men, and all of a sudden they feel it's been 5 years, it's been 10 years, I have children with this person, I'm in a marriage with this person, or I'm cohabiting with this person, but this person is utterly lazy.
Oh, lazy is
as
annoying.
In they are both broke and lazy, and
Hilda, lazy alone is annoying.
I know.
You listen to someone and someone tells you so and so is lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy has nothing good
about it.
Sluggard, lazy.
Oh.
You understand? Eh?
You bring my mind to the scripture that you sluggard. That poverty is going to pounce on you like a vagabond. It's going to pounce on you. That even learn something from an ant.
Yeah.
Because an ant, as in, it keeps food for summer. That it does not have a leader. That it does not have anyone reigning over it, directing it what to do. But it knows how to work hard and how to keep food for even future seasons. But you find a man that is supposed to be a leader, a man that is supposed to be the priest in his family, the head in his family, and he is the same man that is actually very lazy and very broke, and then they are counting on women who are very generous and women who are very understanding and women that do not have the capacity to come out.
I have a problem with women who are not helping these men. You know, I'm an advocate for men. And I'm a pusher of men, responsible men, taking their position, okay, in their homes, in their families, at their workplace, in their businesses, taking the forefront and not shying away from responsibility, but doing everything that needs to be done to save a generation. I believe that a man not in his position, any man that is not in his position, is barring a generation, is barring a village, is barring a community. So I've been deliberately pushing men to go to that place. I have a problem with women. Okay, antandikire wano. Newetekako.
I know.
Yeah, you newetekako engagement ring. You buy the engagement ring for that guy, you give it to him, and you pay for a party where he's going to put the engagement ring.
You surprise yourself.
You
surprise yourself.
Okay, katibimale you. By the way, it annoys.
I know.
From the engagement ring, you pay for the introduction. Omugulira n'ebirabo byagenda okuleeta ewamwe. Najja n'akwanjula n'ogamba nti wamwanjudde. You understand? And then you go ahead. You pay for the wedding. And you go ahead. But parent, and for the guy to come in the house, you understand? Buy the car for the guy to drive. And then you're telling me that the guy is becoming funny.
I know. You're the one who is funny.
You are the one who is funny. And I have a problem with women who... I really have a problem with that. Because they're not helping us who have an agenda with our boys.
Yeah.
I'm telling my boy, if you're not ready for it, don't go for it. There's no one who's chasing you, who is pushing you into a marriage that you're not ready for.
No one applies for a job when they don't qualify for it. So don't apply for a relationship if you don't qualify.
So we've been telling our boys, you're not yet ready. It's not a problem that you're not ready.
Yeah.
The thing here is you're in the right hands.
You have a chance.
You are in the right hands right now to be molded for someone to make you someone. Yeah. So that by the time you get into that responsibility, you know what it means to be a man. Yeah. You know what it means to be a husband.
You're not second
I have
yourself.
A problem with women who are not helping us. So when they come to you complaining, I have a problem with them.
Exactly.
Why are you feeding this?
And for me, the anger that I have is actually now about Kwe Angela proposing to yourself and marrying yourself, but I have a problem right from when they are trying to get into the dating scene. Some of these women, betega no kwetega. And after kwetega, you think after sleeping with someone, then you have trapped them. And then after that, some of them are even asking for the keys to start cohabiting, to start moving in. Oh, can I move in? They start leaving their bras there. They start leaving their clothes. Before you know it, they're there. And then after that, you come for a session and say, I didn't know that this man was lazy until I moved in with him. And that's when I got to know that he is lazy and now I am trapped.
Let me tell you something about Genesis or what it means to start wrong.
Yeah.
Everything that you start the wrong way, with a mindset of I will change it along the way, you are lying to yourself.
Yeah.
It will only be worse with time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Hilda, when you start off by dating yourself with a mindset,
you will marry yourself.
Trust me.
Give back to your own children.
And take care of them.
Them.
Because that's how you've started off. It's just like I have some ladies who come, as most of them come to you anyway, and at times I've been privileged to sit in those sessions, and the guy, simply because in the first 1 week of dating you, he slept with you, he can never trust
that you will not do that.
That you will not do that with your boss. You will not do that with your with the fellow employees at your workplace. That you will not do that with your friends. You will not do that with anyone. And then you're telling me the guy does not trust me. It's because you set the wrong precedence. Yeah. You set the wrong example.
You sent the wrong signal.
And
now you cannot.
When the relationship was beginning, when he expected to pay a price
to earn you.
You made it so easy.
You served yourself on a silver platter.
Yeah. Yes.
The way you say that.
Silver negeri. So you can't miss something that's served on a silver platter.
That's what happens, because I surely have a problem with some of these ladies.
So you are complaining that this guy does not trust you. But the first week of the relationship, actually the day you went to meet in a club is the day you slept with a guy. So to him, you lose. It will take you years to change that narrative.
He made an interpretation and stuck with him.
Let me tell you,
that he thinks you are that person.
You are that person. It becomes almost impossible to change that narrative.
So that means
it's not just a trust issue.
What you do.
It's about how you started. Genesis is really important.
Yeah.
How you start off something really matters. If you think you're going to change that person along the way, you are lying to yourself. Actually, we said the change begins with you. Whatever that you need to do should be on you before another person gets in. No, before another person gets into the picture. Even if it's in a marriage and in a relationship, the change I want to see in Hilda starts with me.
Yeah.
So I set the right example by doing the right thing, and Hilda will imitate me. But for as long as I'm just a talker, njogera, nenga byenkola, bikontana ne byenjogera, it's nonsense. You understand? So I set the right example. So be mindful. If you think you're
all of a sudden going to make them a hard worker, you're going to make them ambitious.
Yes.
You're going to make them, you are lying to yourself.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
And this is what happens. The reason as to why I have a problem with single ladies and how they get into relationships and the genesis that you've been talking about is, he says, I think every man that needs someone that supports them, and I don't refuse, every man needs someone that supports them. But in the beginning of the relationship, can you support without sleeping with them? Can you support while just being their friend? Can you support without cooking for them, without doing these things? Can you be able to encourage that? I want to encourage them to be able to be a hard worker.
Let me ask a question. What is in ladies to think that the only way I can get the man is by giving him sex? What is the calculation? Because our side,
the misinterpretation of
our
love.
side, I will tell you. As a man, when you give me sex, say on the first date or on the second date, I read you as loose. You are not the kind of woman I'm looking for.
And while...
Because no mwenzi, listen, even a man in mwenzi is looking for a wife material. He's looking for a woman who's going to raise his children.
Yeah.
So one of the things that he wants is someone who is stable. So even when he sees your beauty, he thinks can get that beauty anywhere else. That's why most of the married women in different homes are not necessarily that beautiful, not necessarily with that color that glows, with those hips that are almost about to burst, or with that big bum. No. It's because someone is looking for a wife. Stability. He's looking for a mother of his children. He thinks beauty is easy. I can easily get any beautiful thing anywhere and have sex with it and go on.
And on the other side, the women.
What is it that is in this girl who is looking for a man to marry? If I don't give this guy sex, he's going to run away.
Now,
what goes on in that? I want to understand what goes on, Hilda. I want to understand what goes on in a girl's mind. One who is looking for a stable relationship,
but is willing to.
Who he's been used, not even who's been used men. By 101, and thinking that 102
or second man is going to take them by using them still. That, I think, for me, it's a misconception and misunderstanding of love, because some of them think that when they sleep with someone, that is the only way. When someone demands for sex or wants sex from them, then that person loves them.
And I will tell you, men will always demand for sex. I will tell you this. A righteous man,
a pastor, a clergy, one with a collar, one who is anointed, demon chasing, spirit-filled, speaking in tongues,
so
we'll always ask for sex. And that is don't be surprised.
My list is different. A focused man, the one you call a man that seems to be ready.
They all have the same.
We all have the same.
They will try.
That when presented with the opportunity of sex, probably they might give in. A few will not. A few very focused men will run away, but most men will. Now, this is what happens. Even a focused guy, once he has gotten into your skirts, without making a sober commitment to you, he will run away. Giving him sex is a send-off.
But still, I would want us to go back to that.
It's one way of telling him that I can do that with you, I can do that with your brother, anyone. I can do that with your cousin, I can do that with your friends. It is okay. If you want it, I will give it to you, but I can give it to anyone else. And let me tell you, there is no man azaliddwa jjo anazaalibwa enkya n'agenda okuzaalibwa omwezi ogujja who will ever want their woman to be that loose. So if you think you are trapping a man by giving him sex,
ladies are listening.
If you think you're trapping a man by giving him sex,
you're lying
trust
to
me, you are lying to yourself. Yeah. The reason as to why prostitutes don't matter, it's because it's a prostitute, it's a job. Yeah. But you are not.
But they're
you
giving
are
the
stable
same
girl,
thing.
A stable girl who is looking for a stable man, who is looking for a marriage. Gata maguru togaba.
And then tusobola okuzzaako ebirala.
Because bw'oba tumuwadde tugenda
so the false expectation,
if he is not there for the right reasons, let him go.
The false interpretation
if he's there for the right reasons, he will stay. That's why I asked, what is it that goes on in a girl's mind to think by giving sex I'm trapping a man, I'm getting a man to commit. Bakijjawa.
Anti abaloza bannonze mu bangi. By the time a man is showing interest, then he has chosen me. I think it makes them feel special. I don't know. It makes them feel like, and sometimes it's because they're desperate. They're thinking, you know what, the next time a man asks me out, you can never know. And then they also have this thing. There are people who have slept with men the first time and all of a sudden they're in marriages. And just like you say, they don't know what's in the mind of that man, because that means you don't know what is behind closed doors. They are fighting a lot of unfaithfulness and a lot of trust issues.
I will tell you, those that have even gone ahead and gotten married, era be basiba mu counseling. The man does not trust me after giving him 4 children.
And they will never tell it to the whole world or even the fellow girls.
They are frustrated. Most of them are on their way out.
Yeah. But no one knows.
No one knows.
It's under the covers.
You set the wrong example. Now let's go back to our discussion. I think that was the lazy guy.
Yeah, but that was the genesis, and I think it's important.
What a shame for you as a man to be lazy. Hilda, I will take you to the creation story. You know, God has been working from the day He created this world, and up to today He's working. Now, one thing that we learned from God is He creates everything to mean buli chintu, everything that a man and a human being needs to survive on earth, He created it. That means work. The fish in the sea, everything that crawls upon the earth, deposited the silver, the gold, and everything, the oil, everything that we need, he did. Now, guess what? When he was doing all of that, Eve was not anywhere in the picture. Now, this goes to a man, by the way, okay? God creates all this and he puts it in the care of a man. Now, care means work and responsibility. When someone tells you are in charge, is giving you the keys of stewardship, it means work. It means maintenance. By the way, the hardest is maintenance. If you ask any rich man, he will tell you it's easy to make the money. It's almost impossible to maintain it. Actually, the only way you tell rich is how they can be able to maintain money. That I have been able, to have this wealth for 2 generations or for 3 generations. That's what makes them wealthy. That's what makes them rich. Otherwise, without that, wealth is an ugly beggar. Now, God gives all this into the care of a man. And guess what? Man names everything as he wishes. You understand? But there was something that was missing. What was missing was a woman. Now, for man to be complete, he created a woman. A woman comes from a man. It means a woman is part of your responsibility. Anything that comes from you, inclusive of children, omukazi n'abaana byonna biva mu ggwe, because a woman was from you as a man, and children are from you. Ntumbwe. Hope you can see my ntumbwe. So they all come from you. And because they have come from you, they're in your care. They are your responsibility. It means work. Now, how sad that the statement, a man and lazy
can dwell in the
same space. It can never happen. Everything that God has done on this earth, he believes a man should take leadership. Inclusive of a woman you're trying to date. Actually, in our men meetings, I usually tell my single boys, don't rush into marrying if you're not ready. You shouldn't be pushed by anyone.
And that's the truth.
You shouldn't be pushed into it.
Not
because marriage means responsibility. You are having another human being. You know, it's different if it's your sister. It's different if it's your cousin. It's different if it's your nephew or your niece. It's completely different. You understand? They are with you today, but they belong somewhere else. You can pack your bags. When you have children and a wife, there is no room for packing bags.
They have nowhere to go.
You have no room for packing bags. They are yours. They are stuck with you. So marriage is a responsibility. You're either ready or you're not ready. Now, when you are ready for it, the number one thing is not the size of your wallet. The number one thing is your size of responsibility. Are you responsible enough to run a home? Because that's what makes you a man.
And that's the difference between love and a relationship and a marriage.
When you accept responsibility, you accept work. When you accept work, the reason as to why I don't use the word wallet, because wallet at that point is meaningless.
Does not make
the size
sense.
of the wallet does not make sense. It's how much you are willing to take in that makes a difference, because that's what will inspire you to work more and take care of this home and take care of that woman and take care of the children and take care of that family. That's what will inspire you to be the leader in that home. And that's the respect that you'll have in a community or in a society. With my wife and my children. But when we are very happy. Very happy. Happy to mean I am the leader in this home and I guard it with all my life. I am the leader in this home and I take responsibility.
Sluggard.
You understand?
I take
100% responsibility for anything that falls under this roof, called a tree, shade, or a grass thatched house, whatever.
We go to school, we have a shelter.
So I am not a burden to my brother. I'm not a burden to my neighbor. I'm not a burden to my community or my village. No. If it means going to a public hospital and I line up,
I know I have to
pay. get painkillers for my children, I'll do it. If my wife is pregnant and all that I have in my savings can only afford Mulago Hospital, General Ward, I will be there with my wife, and I will be there 100% until she gives birth.
That is responsibility.
That is responsibility. So when you try to lie to us about the size of your wallet, I'm like, you're kidding.
And guess what? When you're lazy, responsibility cannot happen. Responsibility and laziness cannot also dwell in the same sentence.
They can't.
You can't say that I am responsible and yet you are lazy. Actually, the laziness cancels out the responsibility.
Very true.
Because you will always be sluggard. You will always fold your hands. You will always wait for someone else to do something for you. And then you will be complaining about everything that everyone is doing for you. Do you know that lazy men are the ones that usually complain about how their women are not earning enough? And if they're earning enough, they're not. Where does your money go? And all that. Because you are just not responsible.
Yeah.
And I want us to be able to articulate, because most of the people should be having a question in their mind right now. What are the telltale signs of a lazy man? Because there should be telltale signs.
Yeah.
But the telltale signs, my warning before we even dive into that is, you can't tell the telltale signs by marrying yourself and giving yourself on a silver platter to a man, and then after that say, I was trapped. You were not trapped. You trapped yourself.
You trapped yourself into it. Yeah.
But if you really want to tell the telltale signs, should be at the point of entry, of genesis, of starting this friendship, for you to know that so-and-so is my friend, but he is a lazy man.
Number one, your attitude towards work. And it does not lie.
Yeah.
It does not lie. You are dating this guy, but every time you talk about work, they are very negative.
Yeah.
Very negative. Even when you come up with ideas as a spouse, as
to support,
to
encourage.
Yes, you like, because he is your partner, and you have plans. Soon you probably want to do an introduction. Soon you want to do a wedding and blah blah blah. And probably you're a sharp girl who is been able to make ends meet by the way you work. You've
have
been
some
very
connections.
and then every time you start a discussion about work,
he shuts it down.
Shuts you down.
He dodges it.
That's a very, very powerful sign, because I will tell you this for a fact, and I usually say this. If you go to any parking lot, most cars are owned by women. If you go to Ministry of Lands, most land titles are owned by women.
Everyone, women should have land.
And this is what happened, by the way. Women had to fend for themselves, had to fight for themselves, because most of them found themselves in the space of a single mother, taking on the responsibility of a man. And so every discussion they had with a fellow woman was ogulayo di akataka. So we found women waking up at 4 a.m. to go to a window.
I know, to work.
4 a.m. somewhere Nakasero.
Having a career and a side hustle.
Go in a taxi in the morning.
Women, by the way.
There are more women in a taxi than men.
Yeah.
They're working hard. Because they know, I married this lazy guy who does not care. Wow. The last time I was trying to pay for a hospital bill, but and the guy could not raise mitwale etan.
And then there is a way like
they're like, you know what? Not again. As a man, I'll always have some money on me as a woman.
Yeah.
So I will work hard. You realize that? Now, you're finding this girl who's been oriented on the thing called hard work. Yeah. So while she's seated with you, she knows you're employed somewhere. Yeah. But she thinks you can do more than just the employment. Yeah. So every time she says, that's below my
level.
Attitude
towards work.
Poor people
do that, but now you also want me to do that. What will that add?
Fruit salad. The reason I'm using the low.
Yes.
It's because I know that's what this guy thinks is that is too low for me.
Low.
But this woman who's telling you, akola mo wino.
Asala ndibota.
Agula esati ya 15, empale ya kasanvu, engatto za 200, simanyi bikoze na bitambuza.
Awerera abana.
Aguze taka, azimbyeko rentals ez'abapangisa, ayina ne karawo muke kavuga.
Gwe oli eyo mu banka mu AC bakugamba subula essaati. Let me tell you.
So attitude towards work.
Abamu yatuloga akyali mu ssabo.
Attitude towards work is very key.
So
then
key.
There's another section. The guy who cannot keep one job for 6 months.
Yeah. Every boss is wrong.
Every
manager yamulinako ekikyamu, everyone tategeera. Like every workplace you go to, And then there are 10 workplaces you have been at for the past 3 or 2 years, and everyone has a problem. You're the only sane one.
Your attitude towards work.
Wow. And there are women, we are talking about this, and they are seeing the real definition of their man.
So while you're going on dates, with this guy, engage in conversations about work and see their response.
Do lazy men take you on dates? Because most lazy men will take you on the first date or second date when they are wooing you, and after getting a hold of you, they will never take you to another date.
Honey, Hilda, let girls of today will pay for those dates.
Auntie,
they will pay for the dates. They'll tell the guy, don't mind, I will pay for everything to gain.
It's my treat. Anti-modernity. It's my treat. My treat. Some of us are just not modern. We have refused to be modern. Modern, go away. Okay, guys.